Hey, what's up, guys? We're here daily, weekly, every couple months. I think I made a video 2 months ago. And Crystal, come over here. Okay, this is our winner of the week right here. Crystal, come over here. Crystal, come here real quick.
We're gonna get you in the
You got to get in. We just announced you. All right. Say hi, Crystal. Can you get between the both of us? Do you have any weightlifting questions?
Not at the moment that I can think of.
You can't think of one?
Not now, no.
No?
Hello.
Wait. All right, hello. All right, bye, Crystal. All right, so I'm with Blair Lowe, and you can catch him on what? What's
Catch
social
me.
media?
What am I? Bucky Blair on Instagram.
Okay, and that's your main outlet right there?
Yeah, that's pretty much one.
Okay, yeah.
There's a YouTube. I don't have any.
Okay,
I don't remember.
so we're going to talk about percentages. When do you need a percent? When do you need to start using a percentage? And what a beginner is. Like, when does the beginner phase end, and where does it start? So a lot of working with beginners, you want to make sure that they're consistent with, obviously, their heavier end lifts. So a percentage is going to keep you on track, and also percentages are used for certain exercises throughout a training cycle. So a training cycle could be anywhere from 4, 6 weeks, 12 weeks, 18, or it's a game plan to slightly increase your percentages each week. But it's based on the knowledge that you're able to hit certain weights. And I've heard several things. I've heard like once you can hit 90% on a daily basis, like a routine basis, then that means you're pretty much consistent with
Yeah, you should
heavy
never
lifts.
miss between 90. If you miss under 90%, there's something wrong.
Yeah, so
You're
that,
not
so that
showing
means
consistency.
so that's that goes to experience. And so because a beginner could probably make 90% once in a while, and then when they start approaching like their max attempts, it's just like
One day they start missing at 75%, and one day or 85% or anything like that. But you never know with a beginner. Like they're not consistent until they can be inconsistent at low reps.
Yeah.
It could be something they could start off with, and they're still missing because their positions are off, or they're just in their head, or something like that.
so a lot of variables.
Yeah.
Their mental game is off, their composure, technique's off. It could be strength levels in different positions. They're not able to maintain certain positions that help make the lift more proficient and strong in certain positions when you have to be. So there can be a lot of different things that go along with the beginner. So I guess that's pretty good. So clarifying what a beginner is.
Beginners was somebody who's basically started out, and one, they're not consistent at all, right? Like you never know what they're going to be able to lift.
Yeah.
And also, their rate of performance or their rate of performance, not the word, improvement, can just keep on going.
Keep on
right?
going,
Like you
yes.
never know. It's not like they've hit a point where you're just hitting the same weights every day,
Yeah.
and it doesn't seem like you're going anywhere. And that's where you have to start making programming interesting.
Uh-huh.
And then of course start talking about overreaching and loading more and it's all that kind of good jazz. But really, they've hit a point where their progress is not quite flatlined, but is definitely no longer going up. It's just
It's
kind
like
of
when you can go to the gym every day and like, I might PR, just
Yeah.
because the newness of it and your body's not used to it, and
like-
you don't think about what you're really actually doing. You're just doing it.
well, also that you don't really have concrete lifts, right?
Yeah, because every day is
Because your
a
form
guessing
could be
game.
bad, or you just never attempted these weights.
Yeah.
Because your coach is making you do 3 or 4 reps, and by
Well-
the time you get to anything significant, you're already just fatigue's there. And you're,
Yeah. So also, you're talking about getting in shape for heavier lifts and training as a weightlifter, because you can get a beginner and they're just not used to taking that many sets and reps.
yeah, that's anybody though.
So anybody, so a beginner, or you're talking about weightlifters used to, when are they cross
beginning, I'm
over?
talking about beginning weightlifter because I don't really care about anything other than beginning weightlifter. Right?
Well, yeah, but we want to distinguish what a beginner is.
Again, somebody whose progress keeps on going up, they can, and Glenn will talk about this, between sessions, let's say they're only going 3 days a week, the beginner does not need to train 6 days a week.
No,
or
they do
something.
not. They do not.
They can do 3 sessions, and the next session they come in, they're already fairly rested.
Yeah.
Like, I know next session I come in, I'm not going to be fairly back to 100%. Like, back to 100%.
On a 3 day. On a 3 day.
On a 3 day, a lot of people will be rested because
Yeah.
they had an extra 2 nights of sleep and an extra day off.
That's 4 days of rest and 3 days of training.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's a lot of rest. That's good. Well, Jim Schmidt said, hey, the guys who train the guys can get the same results off of 3 to 5 to 6. That's what his experience is.
Well, yeah, because also back in his day, there was no stipends really at all. Everyone is just basically training on their own while working a regular job.
Yeah.
There's no stipends. There's no, I mean, maybe that a gym, maybe they're just training in the garage, run 8-hour shift, or maybe they're in school. So, they weren't working 8 hours or 12 hours a day or something like that.
Yes.
But again, beginners, their rate of improvement goes up and up, and like every day it seems like just things are going great. And then as they flatten out, that's probably like an advanced beginner because their technique still might be lacking, or their numbers might be inconsistent. But they've definitely, you start needing to make programming a lot more interesting when things have flattened out for the most part. Then you start changing things up.
So that means they're training consistently over a period of time. How many months? What's the time frame where that they're not hitting PRs and their troubles?
That can really
their
depend.
training is leveled off.
Somebody who has like, you can have somebody who's like a former athlete who has great body awareness and orientation. You have someone who has just does not move well at all, inflexible, or they just don't move well. They have no idea where your body's in space.
Yeah.
It's the difference between coming in. Mohini Bajwar, I think that's her name correct, was an Olympic gymnast, and now she's doing weightlifting at like 40. Her body awareness and movement, even at 40, is going to be way beyond somebody who's like, their first sport is weightlifting at 18, and like the only thing they've done before in their cumulative years is play on the playground and ride the bike.
Okay.
Right? And play video games.
Exactly. So
They haven't done any organized sport at all.
So when would you go to percentages when you're...
When lifts have basically flattened out.
Okay, lifts have flattened out and you need to focus on different positions and all that, or what?
Well, you're always going to focus on, because you're beginners with positions. But again,
I think everyone's always working on positions. There's not anything that is not going to come into play, and you're always working on technique, whether you're... like, technique is everything, in a sense, and also combining, like, where you don't have to necessarily think about it, but you know that you're going for a certain movement pattern, and you're going to try to create that in the lift each time with each approach.
Yeah. Again, so when getting back to when percentage do you have to do them? When lifts have basically flattened out, performance is steady.
Yeah.
I mean,
so they're consistent now. Would you call that consistency, or would you call that just they need to?
Their improvement is basically like flatten out now, and those numbers are fairly concrete. They don't move around. They don't all of a sudden they don't have a 5 kilo PR one day or something.
Yeah.
Like out of nowhere, or 10 kilos
On the clean and jerk, 22 pounds.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy like that. Like maybe they don't PR every week, right? Because they pretty much lifting the same weights to the same degree.
Yeah.
Day in, day out. As they do clean and jerk on Mondays, then that's pretty much always the same. They hit the same numbers, and then of course, then things start falling apart. Or let's say they do 2 meets in a row within 3 months, and the numbers are now the same. Now we probably have to do something a little more interesting with their programming.
Yeah.
We have to start tracking reps and K value and all that kind of good jazz.
Keeping track of their weights, their squats, and also checking in with their energy levels, what they're eating, the mobility and flexibility. So a lot of more variables that come into play, which could affect your training on a daily basis. So beginners are probably going to be from a year to 6 months, depending on how much time they're putting in the beginning.
Yeah.
If they're doing like 3 days a week for like the last year and a half, they're probably still a beginner.
The progress is pretty slow. Like versus, I know bras will talk about like a beginner. The beginners who come into his gym too, which that's a way different feel too. Like because his gym has like that intense pressure.
Yeah.
But they'll start off 5 days a week. They might be only lifting serious weights 3 days a week. But
Yeah. They're
these
lifting.
people are also 18 to 25.
Yeah. So it depends on the age of the lifter too.
And
what
most
their body
people
can
who are
handle.
coming into like, who say, tell bras, hey, I want to train, they're like Pat Mendez
Yeah.
or something where they're definitely ahead of the game, ahead of the curve. They're already strong. They already have like some athletic ability. It's not
A
like
foundation.
it's not like they've. I can press half my body weight and squat my body weight or something like that. Like, okay, we got to go a little slower with these people because
Yes.
than somebody who's already, was a high school sprinter with or high school athlete, college athlete, something like onto that level.
All right.
Established.
So that's it. Training percentages when your training has plateaued and you're ready to actually start doing programs and more structure rather than just coming in, hey, I'm going to snatch, kind of guessing.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else? We'll make another
Don't take
video.
big jumps until you have big lifts.
Yeah, make sure you make your lifts.
Yeah. Like
There's also, we're going to have another video between mindset, trusting your technique, and going for positions rather than second guessing yourself and always like the mindset of pushing it. Like when do you get to a point when you can go for a heavy max and push it and not necessarily have that in the back of your head where your positions are wrong. Like, are you going to go approach a heavy lift and then at the same time
you should, in my opinion, you should be approaching. I approach
heavy lifts with a
50
clear head?
kilograms the same as I approach 100.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly. There's no difference.
there's no difference. Even if it's bar, it's still the same.
That's another
focus.
video right there. Because I'm training someone who they can lift a lot of weight. They're strong.
But at 40 or 50 kilos, they don't care. They're just kind of like throwing it up and throwing it or whatever.
They're physically strong, but now it's building the mindset, the belief that they're
Takes
capable.
That takes time. That's just time.
Yeah, and then having it perfect, like
That's experience. Like
perfect
that's
technique.
experience in anything. Like when you don't have experience in your belt, you're not confident. When you have experience in your belt, you're confident.
Yes.
Like and that takes time. That's just
That's
time
what,
and work. And
that's what I tell them. I go, you just got to take your reps.
yeah,
Each rep you're going to get better, whether it's a bad rep or good rep. You're moving forward. As long as you're taking reps, at some extent you're gonna get better, and then you can start to make adjustments and corrections, either with a coach or on your own. Preferably, like you get to a certain level and you're like, okay, definitely coaching will help show you what you need to work on, but at the same time you'll get to another level where you know what positions you're missing, but also another pair of eyes will help too.
always help
Yes.
if you're good.
Yes. All right, guys, that's it, and we'll make another video tomorrow. All right.
I'll hit the button.